So MrBeast is now trying to sue Dogpack. Yes, you heard that right. MrBeast is now sending out a cease and desist letter. Actually, this is the second one that he sent to Dogpack in the last week to try and sue him. Now, if you guys haven't been following the story, here's a brief summary of what's actually been going on. Dogpack, who's a former employee of MrBeast, named Dawson, came out with a video talking about how MrBeast is a fraud and how he fakes all of these videos and that his giveaways are fake and so on and so like. There's quite a lot of information in that video. If you want to know more, I made a video about it, go watch it. Since then, there's been a massive uproar about this whole situation, and MrBeast has stayed silent. No tweets acknowledging it, no videos acknowledging it, nothing. Just 2 cease and desist letters. Now, me personally, I think that's kind of a weak move from MrBeast here. Surely you would address the situation before sending these letters out, trying to sue somebody, so that people kind of get the idea of what's going on. Because right now, all that this makes you look like is guilty, okay? It makes you look extremely guilty. It makes you look like you want to silence somebody because they're speaking something that you don't want them to, you know, or maybe you don't want out there. Now, me personally, I don't have a problem with MrBeast. I don't watch him. I don't really care. I respect the grind. He's obviously very well respected on the platform, but for all this stuff to come out is pretty damning. And also, I'm a big believer in honesty, in the truth, you know? I don't really care if these videos are faked, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people wouldn't care if his videos are faked if he didn't say that his videos weren't fake. He goes on a big thing saying that his videos aren't fake. That's kind of his whole thing, you know? Not just giveaways. The main appeal to his videos is everything's real. You know, there's actual stakes at hand. Now, obviously, a lot of this stuff is still speculation. Okay, we don't know whether Dawson is telling the truth or whether Jimmy is telling the truth, because we haven't had Jimmy's side at all. But what I will say is, for him to send out cease and desist letters before even coming out with a statement or a video or anything is a really bad move. Now, this isn't the only thing that happened. Dawson's phone number seemed to be getting leaked by somebody at MrBeast. He tweeted, "Also, my number got leaked. Apparently from a MrBeast employee named Kaylee. I've been getting texts from former MrBeast employees. Text I received last night claims that James wants to have private investigators start following me and looking into my family's social media accounts to find ways to discredit me. Apparently the best narrative they have right now is that I'm a crazy, drug-addicted MrBeast superfan that got fired for trying to steal company funds. If this text is true, I will say at MrBeast, if you want to resort to personal attacks, I'm happy to reciprocate. Or, you know, just address the evidence." And he also posted 2 texts, which I'll read to you now. "Dude, has anyone at MrBeast contacted you about the post you're making? I've been reading the NDA over to see what I can and can't post, because I'd like to move on with my life and try having some type of social media presence. Not planning on ever mentioning I worked at Beast, but if it got out or if somehow, some way I accidentally mentioned it, I wanted to make sure I was gonna get sued to all hell. Also, if you're going to post my message for proof you worked at Beast, I don't care. Just don't show my number. You can save it how you want. Also, I got your number from Kaylee. I don't have access to anything Beast like Slack or anything. Obviously, I'm not a MrBeast employee. I'm a former employee. Someone else I know told me they texted you on Reddit talking about Kaylee and Leroy. I'm not that person, and I won't mention any current or former Beast employees because of an NDA." And the second text, "Dawson, I'm texting you anonymously to let you know I heard James wants to have private investigators start following you and looking into every detail of your life. He wants them to reach out to your former employees, find all your social media accounts, your family's social media accounts, videos of you, anything. They already have a Google Doc listing possible ways to discredit you, including you're on drugs and you have mental health problems, your mom is bipolar, you're an obsessed superfan, you were crying begging for your job back after they fired you, you tried to steal company funds, etc. I don't know what's true and what's not, but personally I really think you should just take everything down ASAP. If you take it down, they'll leave you alone." Now, obviously, if all that's true, that makes MrBeast a massive scumbag. Okay, now I don't know if that's true or not. These texts could be fraudulent texts, who knows. I don't think so though, because Dawson does seem very genuine in a lot of the stuff. He even had an interview with Umperville where he seemed pretty genuine. I'd recommend going and watch that. I will throw a clip in here. I'm going to talk about a clip about that in a little while, but if you want to go watch the full one, go have a look. It'll be in the description below. But yeah, he does seem like a very genuine guy, so I don't see why he would fake these texts. But if this all is true and MrBeast is looking into Dawson's family history, trying to come up with some narrative that he's a drug user, that his mum's got bipolar, which I don't know why that would have any relevance to anything. Like, that's just really shitty to tear down somebody like that because they're trying to speak up about an issue, you know? Like, if there isn't an issue, just address that there's no issue. Don't come out sending out fucking lawsuits left, right, and center without addressing the main issue. This man has 308 million subs, okay? 308 million subs. If he was to make a video literally just saying, none of this is true, here's some proof, people are going to believe you. People will listen, you know? You haven't got to go behind closed doors, try and send out lawsuits, trying to scare people into stopping talking about you, because that's just not going to happen. It's just going to make you look really silly, which this has. I also think this is very dangerous for Dawson, even though he doesn't seem very fazed by it, which is fair enough, that's on him. But this could be very dangerous, like his numbers being leaked. They're apparently looking into his socials, looking into his life, probably know where he lives. You know, like, I don't know what sort of people work around MrBeast, but I'm pretty sure they're probably pretty powerful people, okay? They probably are. So if Dawson's not fazed about it, I feel like he has something else to say, even though he already said that he's got a part 2 to his original video. I feel like he has something else up his sleeve that he's not let out yet, because maybe his lawyers told him not to, or maybe he's just holding it until something else happens. Like, because if he doesn't, then maybe he's being a bit silly here. Because let's be real, MrBeast could sue anybody and probably win, right? He's got all the money in the world. So if Dawson isn't fazed by these cease and desists, then I reckon he's probably got something else up his sleeve that he's not said anything about yet. But that's just my opinion. So Umperville actually interviewed Dawson as well on this whole situation, because Umperville's a big fan of MrBeast. He's quite a big supporter of him. I like Umperville personally. He's not everybody's cup of tea, but I do like his content. So I watched the interview, and in there was something that kind of stuck out to me a little bit, and also to other people. I see Sensitive Society also speak about this when he talks about the raccoon being a paid actor. Now, to me personally, I thought that was just a piss take, like everybody did. I just thought, yeah, well, no shit, you know, it's probably a paid like animal. Maybe they rented an animal, which they did, but it's a bit worse than that. If anything, it comes under the line of animal abuse. What about the raccoon?
Raccoon was dude, the raccoon, in reality, it's much worse than being a paid actor.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a domestic raccoon that they brought to the set, and they're like sort of treating it like a prop. They're putting it in the ceiling and then pretending like, you know, they just discovered it.
Yeah, exactly.
But then there's a scene where somebody off camera takes the raccoon and like throws it onto the bed, and I'm sure you could pull this clip up. The edit is very strange because there's a zoom in and pan up, so it like hides the fact that the raccoon is going on the bed, but what it's really doing is hiding the fact that someone's throwing the raccoon. And then there's a voiceover in post of Jimmy saying, oh man, the raccoon just ran in the hotel or whatever, and they're like screaming at it and shit. So it's like almost, I wouldn't say animal abuse, but like it's kind of borderline mistreatment when you're just like using it as a prop and then just scaring it for no reason.
Basically just using this animal for content, which obviously if it was done in a way where the animal was safe, there'd be no issues, but it didn't seem that way. And especially from what Dawson has said, it seems like they were just kind of, you know, abusing this animal, which is very shitty. I just thought I'd point that out there. Also, you might have noticed there's been a lot of things about drug talk here, you know, like trying to say that Dawson's on drugs, and that's because he was joking about taking drugs in a lot of his content, and he even tweeted about it here on drug use accusations. To be clear, because some people can't tell when I'm joking, I have never been a drug user. Weed makes me anxious. I tried microdosing shrooms for depression slash anxiety for a week over 3 months ago. Honestly, the taste just made me sick, so I stopped. Wouldn't recommend anyone to use illicit drugs, but I'd consider myself an advocate for psychedelic research. Don't really care to filter anything I say through lawyers and PR people. Sometimes I say dumb shit, but my video was well researched. I'd obviously rather MrBeast just focus on disproving the evidence than trying to publicly destroy my character with baseless drug use and mental health accusations, but it appears that's the only option they have. Also, I literally smoked 500 cigarettes before writing this. So as you can see, he's obviously just a bit of a joker. That's what he's trying to say there. And he also makes a very good point that instead of addressing any of the things that Dogpack has said, like they've just completely avoided it and instead just gone for, you're a drug addict and we're going to sue you and look into your family. Like, surely if none of this is true, you would just come out and straight up show that it's not true, disprove it, get it over and done with. Instead of, you know, posting a video that got a lot of backlash and just going about your day while sending out secret little lawsuits. You know, like, it's just not a smart move, man. It makes you look really shitty. A lot of people I've seen as well seem to be on Dawson's side here, which is kind of crazy considering the following MrBeast has. So, like, it's not just him that has an issue with MrBeast. There seems to be quite a few people, and these things just keep piling up and piling up. Now, the only way I can see this getting resolved is if MrBeast comes out and makes a video and actually starts talking about the accusations that are being made, instead of, like I said, sending out lawsuits and hiding behind closed doors. And now this is something else that he needs to talk about, because these are more things that are coming out about him. Like, he's looking into the guy's family. It's like a threat. He's trying to scare, it's like a scare tactic. He's trying to scare him into just giving up, and it's just not working. And it won't work because this guy just doesn't care. All he wants is the truth out there, is what this seems like. And I'm all for it, really, especially if all these things are true. Like, if you want to be a massive deal on YouTube like you are, MrBeast, then you should take responsibility for all the shit stuff that you've done if it's true, or at least talk about it, address it, say something, man. Now, I know a lot of people love MrBeast and they might get angry at me for saying these things, and that's fair enough. You can love MrBeast, I don't care what you watch. Just know that the guy might not be as nice as he seems behind closed doors. Shocker, I know. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much it for this week's video. I thought this was important to talk about, you know, just a quick little update on the situation, because things seem to be moving ahead now. Obviously, if anything else comes out, I will address it and I will speak about it. But until then, that's me done with the MrBeast situation. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you like the video, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you again in a few days. All right, see you later.